It is Thursday, August 13th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. The Luke Soul Late Model Dirt Series took on Florence Speedway last night for the Ralph Latham Memorial. It was the first of 4 nights at the Kentucky racetrack. With big money on the line over the 4 days, the car count was as healthy as we expected it would be, with over 50 cars on the property. Jimmy Owens continues to lead the series standings, and he was out to widen his points lead over Jonathan Davenport. At the start, Owens jumped to the lead from his second starting position and quickly raced out to a big lead. With the Newport Nightmare driving away, the battle for second was good through much of the feature between Josh Richards, Shane Clanton, Devin Moran, and Chris Ferguson. A caution for debris on the track at lap 36 tightened the field back up, and on the ensuing restart, several of the front runners were collected when Josh Richards spun into turn 1, including Moran, Zach Dome, and Josh Rice. Following the crash, Owens tried to drive away again, but he was under threat from Shane Clanton. Clanton actually led briefly, but Owens was able to retake the top spot and officially lead the lap. Over the last few circuits, Owens was able to hold off Clanton to grab his 8th series win of the season. Clanton was second, Ricky Weiss drove up from 17th to finish 3rd, Tim McCready went 19th to 4th, and Hudson O'Neal finished 5th with his new team. Jonathan Davenport's 14th place result means Owens' points lead is back out to that sizable 400 markers. The series is back again tonight at Florence for a full program, paying $10,000 to win before the North-South 100 weekend kicks off tomorrow night. The remaining 3 nights, as last night was, are all available on Lucas Oil Racing TV if you would like to watch. The Summer Nationals and Modified Nationals continued their season last night with a stop at Fairbury Speedway. Brian Shirley and Nick Hoffman entered the night leading their respective divisions' point standings. There was drama before the first feature of the night even went green when modified pole setter Jason Hastings had trouble during pace laps and was forced to retire from the race. That handed the pole to Jeff Lika, and Will Krupp would start on his outside. Lika took advantage of Hastings' trouble to jump to the early lead at the start of the 25-lap feature. Will Krupp settled into second with both leaders running the bottom of the racetrack. As the race approached 10 to go, Mike Harrison had the top rolling, and he challenged both Krupp and Lika at the front. He had cleared Lika for the lead coming to 8 to go, but a caution halted his run and put him back to 3rd on the restart. Once green, Lika jumped to the top, and that actually allowed Krupp to slide by on the bottom. Krupp drove away over the final laps to take his 3rd career series win. Nick Hoffman finished 2nd, Mike Harrison 3rd, Tyler Peterson 4th, and Mike McKinney hard charged from 23rd to finish in 5th. Following the night, Nick Hoffman maintains the points lead. For the late model feature, as often happens at Fairbury, fans were treated to a thriller of a race. Frank Heckenast Jr. started on the pole with Ryan Unzicker to his outside. Heckenast was the early leader, but he was quickly challenged by Unzicker and for starting Brandon Shepard. You could throw a blanket over the top 3 in the opening laps. Shepard, driving his own B5, was good on the top, and he was able to get by Heckenast and established himself out front 10 laps in. The battle for the lead continued, though, with Shepard and Heckenast neck and neck lap by lap, especially working through lap traffic. Behind the B5 and 99, Brian Shirley was lurking, though, and with 10 laps to go, he jumped into the battle, taking 2nd from Heckenast. He then went to work on Shepard and grabbed the lead with 8 laps remaining. Shirley couldn't get away, though, and coming to the checkered, Shepard got a run on the outside. He came up just short coming to the checkered, with Shirley winning by 9/100ths of a second. Shepard was 2nd, Heckenast 3rd, Unzicker 4th, and Alan Weissert finished in 5th. The win was Shirley's 5th win of the season, and he continues to lead the championship standings. If you haven't been watching the Summer Nationals this season, I would definitely recommend jumping in and checking some of those races out. There have been some really incredible races this season, and last night was just one example of that. The Summer Nationals and Modified Nationals are back tonight at Macon Speedway. You can watch all of the action live on Dirt Vision with your Fast Pass. Last night was race number 2 for ASCS Sprint Week, with the 360 Sprint cars taking on Caney Valley Speedway in Kansas. Another strong field of 37 cars was in attendance for the 3,000 to win show. In the night's feature, John Carney II grabbed the lead at the start from his 2nd starting spot, and he led every lap en route to the win. He did have to hold off a last lap charge from Robbie Price, but in the end it was Carney getting the win by 0.4 of a second. The previous night's winner, JJ Hickold, finished 3rd, Ian Madsen was 4th, and Jake Buback finished 5th. After 2 nights of racing, JJ Hickel leads the Sprint Week standings over Ian Madsen. ASCS Sprint Week continues tonight at 81 Speedway. If you can't be there, watch all the action live on Racing Boys. Alrighty, the big one and only weekend from Knoxville Raceway for the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series gets underway tonight. While not the Knoxville Nationals, it will still be a fun weekend with plenty of money on the line. 70 cars are on the entry list, and a unique format should provide for 3 great nights of racing. Tonight and tomorrow are 10,000 to win shows, with drivers earning points to set up Saturday's 50,000 to win Capitani Classic. Brad Sweet enters the weekend as the points leader by 20 over Donnie Schatz and Logan Schuchart. With a different format for the weekend, and with the Knoxville Nationals normally being this way, I'm assuming this weekend will be show-up points only, so there won't be any standings changes over the next 3 nights. I haven't seen that in writing anywhere, but I'd be surprised if that wasn't the case. Kyle Larson swept the Outlaws at Knoxville weekend back in June, with David Gravel winning the 2 previous Knoxville stops before that, including last year's Knoxville Nationals. Looking at the DIRTRACKR.com analytics prediction formula, no driver is a clear favorite for tonight. Brad Sweet is at the top of the list, but he only won a little over 3% of the simulated races run, with David Gravel, Kyle Larson, Logan Schuchart, and Donnie Schatz all only 0.1% behind Sweet. Just to give you an idea of kind of what that looks like and how wide open the racing is, the formula runs these races 100,000 times effectively simulated, and Brad Sweet's win percentage means he only won 3,000 of them, so definitely not a big favorite tonight. Looking at a few other drivers, I also wouldn't be surprised to see Carson Macedo, Aaron Reitzel, or Shane Stewart towards the front. You know, Shane's got a win already this season in the Indy Race Parts machine. Carson Macedo has been very good this season as well, and Aaron Reitzel has a couple of wins at Knoxville already this season. We'll be back tomorrow to recap the night's action, plus we'll do more predictions for the weekend from the formula and get you ready for all of the action. You can watch tonight live on Dirt Vision, and it is part of your Fast Pass, so make sure you check that out. A couple of news items to get to before we close out today. Because of state regulations continuing to be fluid across the country, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series announced more schedule changes yesterday. The August 22nd race at Sharon Speedway has been canceled, and to fill the void, the series has moved the Erie Speedway event one day from that Sunday up to Saturday. Also, the September 4th show at Fayetteville Motor Speedway in North Carolina has also been canceled, with that night being replaced with Livonia Speedway in Georgia, before the series then heads to Lancaster Speedway in South Carolina on September 5th. For more details and to see the revised schedule, you can find that at worldofoutlaws.com. Also, the Super DIRTcar Series schedule continues to be decimated by cancellations. 2 more were announced yesterday with the loss of races at Airborne Speedway and Ransomville Speedway. The series does hope to return to both tracks in 2021. If you want to see the full Super DIRTcar Series, you can find that at superdirtcarseries.com. Before we close out, let's get a look at today's streaming schedule. Dirt Vision has a pair of shows, the Macon Speedway event for the Summer Nationals and Knoxville tonight for the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. Flow Racing, besides USAC 24/7, has California IMCA Speed Week Racing from Merced Speedway and the Southern Street Stock Nationals from Why Not Motorsports Park. Luke Soul Racing TV has the Luke Soul Late Model Dirt Series from Florence. Racing Boys has the ASCS Sprint Week from 81 Speedway, and Speed Sport TV has action tonight from Skagit Speedway in Washington. They've got Sportsman Sprint Cars, Northwest Focus Midgets, and Outlaw Tuners. If you'd like to see that full schedule, you can find that at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight, along with links to the broadcast. That will obviously be updated through the weekend as well. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Thursday. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirttracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. Don't forget to sign up for the DIRTRACKR weekly newsletter. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.